stream, but we can start this session.
I'll go
Okay,
ahead.
perfect. Okay.
Okay, started. Thank you. Thank you, Amog Prabhuji, Dharmendra Prabhuji, Jyoti Mataji. Thank you. Hare Krishna, dear devotees, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Today's reciters are Ram Prabhuji will be reciting in Sanskrit and Dharmendra Prabhuji will be reciting in English from Canto 3, Chapter 27, verses 1 to 15. So Ram Prabhuji, whenever you're ready, can you please start with invocation 3 times, Prabhuji? Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 3, The Status Quo, Chapter 27, Understanding Material Nature. Text 1. Sri Bhagwan Uvacha Prakartistopi Puruso Na Najyate Prakrte Gune Avikarad Akratavyam Van Nirgunatvaj Jalakratvat.
The personality of Godhead, Kapila, continued, when the living entity is thus unaffected by the modes of material nature, because he is unchanging and does not claim proprietorship, he remains apart from the reactions of the modes, although abiding in a material body, just as the sun remains aloof from its reflection on water.
स ऐसा यही प्रकृतेर गुणेस्व अभिविज्यते अहंकार्य विमूढ़ात्मा कर्तास्मिते अभिमन्यते.
When the soul is under the spell of material nature and the false ego identifying his body as the self, he becomes absorbed in material activities, and by the influence of false ego, he thinks that he is the proprietor of everything.
तेन संसार पदाविम आवासो भयते अनिर्व्रत है प्रासंगी के कर्म दोषे सद असन्मिश्रायोनिषु.
The conditioned soul therefore transmigrates into different species of life, higher and lower, because of his association with the modes of material nature. Unless he is relieved of material activities, he has to accept this position because of his faulty work.
अर्थे हि अविद्यामानेऽपि संस्कृतिर् निवर्तते ध्यायतो विषयानास्य स्वप्ने नार्तगमो यथा.
Actually, a living entity is transcendental to material existence, but because of his mentality of lording, it is over material nature. His material existential condition does not cease, and just as in a dream, he is affected by all sorts of disadvantages.
अतएव सनैश्चित्तं प्रसक्ताम् अशान्तं पथि भक्तियोगेन त्रिवेण विरक्त्या च नयेद्वशम्.
It is the duty of every conditioned soul to engage his polluted consciousness, which is now affected to material enjoyment, in very serious devotional service with detachment. Thus, his mind and consciousness will be under full control.
यामाद्भिर्योगा पथिर अभायान् श्रद्धायान्वितः मयि भावेन सत्येन मत्कथा श्रवणेन च.
One has to become faithful by practicing and controlling process of yoga system and must elevate himself to the platform of unalloyed devotion service by chanting and hearing about me.
सर्वभूत समात्वेन निर्वरेण प्रसंगतः ब्रह्मचर्येण मौनेन सधर्मेण बलीयसा.
In executing devotional service, one has to see every living entity equally without enmity towards anyone, yet without intimate connections with anyone. One has to observe celibacy, be grave, and execute his eternal activities, offering the results to the Supreme Personality of Godhead.
यदक्ष्याल्पलद्वेन सन्तुष्टो मिते भुन्मुनिः विविक्ता शरणं शान्तो मित्रः करुणा आत्मवान्.
For his income, a devotee should be satisfied with what he earns without great difficulty. He should not eat more than what is necessary. He should live in a secluded place and always be thoughtful, peaceful, friendly, compassionate, and self-realized.
सानुबन्धे च देहेऽस्मिन् अकुर्वान् असद् अग्रहम् ज्ञानेन दृष्टा तत्त्वेन प्रकृते पुरुषस्य च.
One's seeing power should be increased through knowledge of spirit and matter, and one should not unnecessarily identify himself with the body and thus become attracted by bodily relationships.
निर्वर्ता बुद्धि अवस्थानो धृत भूत्याना दर्शन उपलभ्यात्मात्मानं चक्षुवेकवर्कम् आत्मदृक्.
One should be situated in transcendental position beyond the stages of material consciousness and should be aloof from all other conceptions of life. Thus, realizing freedom from false ego, one should see his own self just as he sees the sun in the sky.
मुक्तलिंगम सात अभ्यासम साति पार्ति पद्धते सतो बंधु अस्चे चक्षु सर्वनुस्युतम आद्यवम.
A liberated soul realizes the absolute personality of Godhead, who is transcendental and who is manifest as a reflection even in the false ego. He is the support of the material cause and he enters into everything. He is absolute, one without a second, and he is the eyes of the illusionary energy.
यथा जलास्तथा आभासे स्थलस्तेनावदृश्यते स्वभासेन तथा सूर्यो जलास्तेना दिवि स्थितः.
The presence of the Supreme Lord can be realized just as the sun is realized, first as a reflection on water, and again as a second reflection on the wall of a room, although the sun itself is situated in the sky.
एवं त्रिवद अहंकारो भूतेन्द्रिय मनोनमये स्वभास सभासेर्य लक्षितो नेन सद अभासेन सत्यदृक्.
The self-realized soul is thus reflected first in the threefold ego and then in the body, senses, and mind.
भूत सूक्ष्मेन्द्रिया मानो बुद्धि आदिस्वे इहा निर्दया लीन आसाति यस्तत्र विनिद्रो निरहंक्रियः.
Although a devotee appears to be merged in the five material elements, the objects of material enjoyment, the material senses, the material mind, and intelligence, he is understood to be awake and to be freed from the false ego.
मनन्यमानस्तदमानम् अनास्तो नास्तवं वन्नम्रसा नष्टे अहंकारणे दृष्टा नाष्टावित् इवातुरः.
The living entity can vividly feel his existence as the seer, but because of the disappearance of the ego during the state of deep sleep, he falsely takes himself to be lost, like a man who has lost his fortune and feels distress, thinking himself to be lost.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Ram Prabhuji and Dharmendra Prabhuji, for the very nice recitation. Thank you, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhuji. So beautiful. Hare Krishna, Jyoti Mataji. So just one update before we move on to Srimad Bhagavatam. It seems live streaming option is not there because Zoom account subscription expired. We don't need
Oh,
on the basic now.
okay. So then so today's meeting will end in 40 minutes.
Correct.
Oh no, what shall we do then?
Um,
Rush it.
yeah, sure. But let me just use my session, if I can do it.
Yeah.
Okay, so thank you so much. So now I have logged in with my Sangha session. Okay, I hope
Okay.
it should
Thank you,
work.
Prabhuji.
Let me just see that one. I think, but still, I don't think it would work.
Okay, so then today it might just end in 40 minutes, isn't it?
Yes, Mataji.
Okay.
Okay, so but then we would devotees may need to rejoin the same link again.
Okay. Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much. Okay, thank you so much, dear devotees, for kindly joining this evening to hear Srimad Bhagavatam. Okay, before we enter into Srimad Bhagavatam, we shall offer Mangalacharan prayers and then enter into Srimad Bhagavatam. अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपः कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम्। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांशं श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगणरघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगणललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांशम्। हे कृष्ण करुणसिन्धो दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिकान्त राधाकान्त नमोऽस्तु ते। तप्तकाञ्चन गौराङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। नमो ॐ विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिविकासस्वामिन् इति नामिने। नमो ॐ विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्तस्वामिन् इति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। शृणुतां स्वकथाः कृष्णः पुण्यश्रवणकीर्तनः हृद्यन्तस्त्वह्यभद्राणि विदुनोति सुकृसतां नष्टप्रायेषु भद्रेषु नित्यं भागवतसेवया भगवति उत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी। एते चांशकलाः पुंसः कृष्णस्तु भगवान् स्वयम् इन्द्रारिव्याकुलं लोकं मृडयन्ति युगे युगे इदं भागवतं नाम पुराणं ब्रह्मसंहितम् उत्तमश्लोकचरितं चकार भगवान् ऋषिः निःश्रेयसाय लोकसधन्यं स्वस्तये नमः कृष्णे स्वदामोपगते धर्मज्ञानादिभिः सह खलु न श्रुषामेष पुरा नर्कोऽधिनोदितः कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकी नन्दनाय च नन्दगोपकुमाराय गोविन्दाय नमो नमः नमः पङ्कजनाभाय नमः पङ्कजमालिने नमः पङ्कजनेत्राय नमस्ते पङ्कजङ्ग्रये अथ विश्वेश विश्वात्मन् विश्वमूर्ते स्वकेषु मे स्नेहपाशम् इमं चिन्तिदृढं पाण्डुषु विष्णुषु त्वयिमेनन्यविषया मतिर्मदपते असकुरुत् रतिमुद्वाहत गङ्गेव भूदन्वते श्रीकृष्ण कृष्ण सककृष्ण शुभावनिध्रुग्राजन्यवंशदहनानपवर्घवीर्य गोविन्द गोद्विजसुरात्यहरावतार योगेश्वर किल गुरो भगवन् नमस्ते योगेश्वर किल गुरो भगवन् नमस्ते योगेश्वर किल गुरो भगवन् नमस्ते तुलयामलवेनापि न स्वर्गं न पुनर्भवं भगवत्सङ्गसङ्गस्य मर्चानं किमुताहृषः पुनश्च भूयद्भगवत्यनन्ते रतिः प्रसङ्गश तदाश्रयेषु महस्तु यामुपयामि सृष्टिं मैत्रस्य सर्वत्र नमो द्विजेभ्यः नमो महावदान्याय कृष्णप्रेमप्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्णचैतन्यनामिने गौरत्विषे नमः मोकं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे परमानन्दमाधवं श्रीगुरुं दीनतारिणं श्रीकृष्णचैतन्यमीश्वरं श्रीचैतन्यप्रभुं वन्दे बालोऽपि यदनुग्रहात् तरेणानमतग्राह व्याप्तं सिद्धान्तसागरम् श्रीचैतन्यप्रभुं वन्दे यत्पादा श्रीवीरितः सङ्गृणात्याकृर्वातात् अज्ञः सिद्धान्तसन्मनीन् ॐ नमो भगवते राधा गोविन्दाय नमः हरे कृष्ण Thank you for kindly waiting. I shall share my screen. Okay, we are in the Srimad Bhagavatam, third canto and chapter 27. Okay, so in the previous chapter 26, it is the fundamental principles of material nature. So today we are now moving into the next is understanding of the material nature. So they where Kapil Bhagavan, he has mentioned Atatesam pravakshami tatvanam lakshanam prutak yad viditva bhumucheta purushaha prakritaihi gunaihi. In the beginning of 26th chapter, he has mentioned whoever understands this philosophy of material nature and the spirit, separating the matter from the spirit, yatapam prakritihi para, the consciousness whenever it come in contact with the material nature, it contaminates, it gets polluted by different karanam gunasangasya sad asajoni janmasu, because of the association in touch with the matter. So here the main principle is separating the matter from the spirit. Again, yattat sat swachatvam avikaritvam santatvam iti chetasaha. Santatvam, the consciousness is the pure. Avikaritvam. Vrittibhi lakshanam, again, it is described. Vrittibhi lakshanam proktam yatapam prakritihi para. So this is the symptom of the consciousness, the pure consciousness. So by studying all these things, understanding the material nature, here the chapter name is the understanding of material nature. Okay, I think you might. Okay, dear devotees, in case this meeting ends, kindly join with the same meeting ID. Password is 108. Okay. Okay, so this is understanding material nature. Here, Kapil Bhagavan, he is mentioning how one has to see he is different from the material nature. So just giving a little bit of recap from the previous shlokas. So here Kapil Bhagavan mentions about one has to live in a secluded place and then free from the all material sanghas, asat sangha, and then contemplating on the Supreme Personality of Godhead by following the rules, ahimsa and satyam, ahimsa satyam, brahmacharyam. So likewise. Okay, so this is the few shlokas. Yamadibhi yoga pataihi abhyasan shraddhayanvitaha yama adibihi, following rules and regulations. Yamadibhi yoga pataihi, rules and regulations in the path of understanding the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Mai bhavena satyena matkata shravanena cha. Mai bhavena satyena. So by only the Supreme, thinking of only the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Mai bhavena satyena matkata shravanena cha. Just here also, even the yogis are going to the secluded places. There also they must hear this Krishna Katha. Matkata shravanena cha. That is essential. It doesn't matter whether he is otherwise. There Kapila Bhagavan in the 25th chapter, he also mentioned, Nayajhamanaya bhaktya bhagavati akilatmani sadruso asti sevah panta yoginam brahma siddhaye. There is no auspicious path. Whatever the yogi it may be, either it may be yogi is meditating on Brahman effulgence or Paramatma, but still one has to hear Krishna Katha. Mat Katha Shravanena cha. That is essential. And then Sarvabhota Samatvena Nirvairena Aprasangataha. Sarvabhota Samatvena, one has to be equivalent, equipoised in mind towards all kinds of living entities. And then Nirvairena, no enviousness towards any living entity. Nirvairena Aprasangataha, no material attachments. Brahmacharyena maunena. Brahmacharya is by celibacy, maunena, silence. Silence means not speaking materialistic things. One can speak Krishna Katha as much as one can. Like birds can fly in the sky as much as they can, their wings can withstand. Likewise, a devotee can speak on Krishna Katha as much as he can. Okay, that is mauna. Brahmacharyena maunena swadharmena bhaliyasa. Swadharmena, by again, whatever he executes the regular duties in his day-to-day life, it is a offering to the Supreme Lord. Yat karoshi yad dasnasi yad juhosi dadasi yat tapasvasi kaunteya kurushva madarpanam. O Arjuna, whatever you do, everything you do as an offering unto me. Likewise, Krishna says, Swadharmena bhaliyasa. Okay, and then with that one, the 7th sloka, in the last session it was described, and today further in that sequence, Maitreya Muni is speaking about the Kapiladeva's instructions to Devapati Mata, how one has to live when he is in the either whatever the ashrama he is. Okay, so here one has to be satisfied with whatever the livelihood he has got. He must be satisfied with that one, and then eat very limited food. Yukta ahar viharasya yukta chestasya karmasu. And eating and sleeping and just wandering, whatever it is, it must be limited. And then he should be staying in the secluded places, not too many people, and then always be compassionate and friendly to all other living entities. Okay, likewise, Kapila Bhagavan is mentioning here. Yadruchaya upalabdhena santushto mitabhuk munihi vivikta saranaha syanto maitraha karuna atmavan. Yadruchaya upalabdhena, without any difficulty. Yadruchaya, without any difficulty. Yadruchaya upalabdhena, with what is obtained. Yadruchaya upalabdhena santushto mitabhuk munihi. Santushto mitabhuk, and one must be satisfied. And mitabhuk, he should be little, whatever is needed for to maintain the body and the soul together. Mitabhuk munihi, and he should be thoughtful all his activities. Vivikta saranaha syanto, living in a secluded places. Vivikta saranaha Shantaha, and peaceful. He should be peaceful. Maitraha Karuna Atmavan. Maitra friendly. Karunaha compassionate. Atmavan self-possessed or self-realized. So he should have control on himself in either speaking and the thoughts and the activities. Of course, this is age of Kali, but we may not have any control on the mind, but one can control the tongue at least. But that is also one of the good quality of this age of Kali. Even the mind may be thinking so many bad things, as long as one does not speak it. So if he thinks good things, he will get a benefit of doing good things. Even though he is thinking bad things, bad thoughts are coming in, even though he doesn't like. But until they are performed, he does not get that results. Kushilanu asvijjanti na itarani krutani. Kushilani asvijjanti. As soon as he thinks that I want to do the good things, pious activities, devotional service, immediately he will get the benefit, the results of those activities, the good thoughts. This is Bhavagrahi Janardhana. But naitarani krutani, any other activities which is not pious or auspicious things, until they are actually carried out, that he does not receive that results of reactions to those activities. That's why Kalina na anudveshti. That's why Parikshit Maharaj, he was not envious towards the Kali. Sarang Vimuva Sar Bhuk, who knows the essence of the life. Okay, so here Kapila Bhagavan is saying here how one should live life. Yadruchaya upalabdhena santushto mita bhukmunihi vivikta saranaha santo maitraha karuna atmavan. The translation. For his income, a devotee should be satisfied with what he earns without great difficulty. He should not eat more than what is necessary. He should live in a secluded place and always be thoughtful, peaceful, friendly, compassionate, and self-realized. Purport by Srila Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. So can I request anyone devotee to read the first paragraph? There are 4 paragraphs. I think maybe by the time we are reading in the middle, this may be disconnected. Meena Mata, you want to read it?
Yes. Okay, Prabhuji.
In case,
Okay.
once again announcement, this is a 40-minute session, so kindly rejoin back in case if it disconnects in the middle, please. Yes, Mataji, just
Okay. Everyone who has accepted material body must maintain the necessity of the body by acting or earning some livelihood. A devotee should only work for such income as a absolute necessary. He should be satisfied always with such income and should not endeavor to earn more and more simply to accumulate the unnecessary. A person in the conditional state who has no money is always found working very hard to earn some with the object of loading it over material nature. Kapil Deva instruct that we should not endeavor hard for things which may come automatically without external labor. The exact